Discretion is advised.
Traumatized and scared. That's how a family member of one of the victims says she is feeling tonight. She is one of 8 people shot at Double's nightclub early yesterday morning.
I don't know how many total shots were fired, and I don't know how many shooters there were.
Police say 21-year-old Mondale Goins was one of them. He's in jail tonight, charged with the murder of his brother, Caleb Goins, in addition to 2 counts of felonious assault. It's not clear if his brother was an intended target.
Of the 8 people who were injured, 3 of those were from one family, from a Gilbert family.
Police are looking into whether there was an ongoing feud between the 2 families. At the time of yesterday morning's shooting, investigators estimate there were between 100 and 200 people at the nightclub. More than 50 people called 911.
Can you see the person shooting?
I'm under the table. I'm not getting up. There's been like 20 gunshots.
Stay where you are. Stay safe.
Please come pretty early.
Help is on the way. Help is on the way, okay?
It's been like 20 gunshots.
Chief Buchheit says when his officers arrived, they immediately ran inside as crowds of people poured out of the club. Firefighters and paramedics rushed to those injured. Besides the one killed, the 7 others are expected to live.
The treatment and transport that they provided, again, undoubtedly saved lives.
Now, back in January, a Robert Goins was shot and killed inside the Hard Times bar, also here in Hamilton. Today, I asked the police chief if he was related to this other suspect and victim in this case, but he said he was not sure. Reporting live in Hamilton tonight, Karen Johnson, WLWT News 5.
A South Florida man behind bars accused of killing a customer at a gas station. Emmanuel Hilton is in jail without bond. The 23-year-old facing second-degree murder charges. Police say he shot a man in the head after an altercation at a Miami Gardens Exxon. Family members in shock.
He was a young man that, like any other young man, wasn't perfect, but he didn't bother nobody, and he wasn't a violent person, and he wasn't a violent person, and he wasn't a violent person.
Police say Hilton turned himself into the Miami Gardens Police Department.
Now at 6, police make 2 arrests in a high-priced jewelry heist at a South Florida home, and the ages of the accused have left the homeowners and police stunned. 7's Rosh Lowe is live for us on the scene on Miami Beach. Rosh.
All right, let me set this up for everyone. An incredible story tonight because of the ages here. But first off, take a look at this home here, 20th and Alton. If you know this area, some beautiful houses here. Now keep in mind, last night, police respond, and they believe that 2 young people got into this house, got onto the balcony, were able to get out of the house with about 10 grand worth of jewelry and electronics, and there's more. According to Miami Beach police, one of the people they arrested is 11 years old.
I came out. One of the kids was here. The other one was behind the bush here.
Roy Rodriguez has lived on Miami Beach for 18 years, and Sunday night he couldn't believe his eyes outside of his North Bay Road home.
Babyface, a kid, man. That kid should be in a summer program somewhere. He should be doing something, you know, for his future, his career, but not breaking in the house. It's not stealing stuff. Come on, man.
2 teens busted for grand theft on the beach. Cops say an 11-year-old, yes, an 11-year-old and a 14-year-old broke into this home off 20th Street and Alton Road. A pickaxe and a garden tool used to pry open a balcony door. The house was ransacked, say cops. No one was home at the time. Outside Monday morning, you can still see papers strewn about. Afterwards, cops spot the 14-year-old running from Roy's house on 30th and North Bay Road.
He jumped this fence here, and he started running down the sidewalk.
Roy says the teens didn't get inside, but they were running through his yard. He describes the chaotic scene in a normally very quiet section of the beach.
Very disappointed, very disappointed.
Where are the parents at that they can't guide them and tell them that's wrong in life, that you have to do good, you shouldn't be stealing from people, you have to work hard to achieve things that you want in your life. You shouldn't be stealing from people, especially at that age.
Cops say the teens were traveling by bicycle and ditched the stolen goods, which they say included almost 10 grand worth of jewelry and electronics.
When I saw him last night, that's what I saw. I saw a kid running from the police.
Okay, so remember, if you have any information on this case, call Crime Stoppers. That's because Miami Beach police are still looking for 2 more juveniles. They believe 4 people were involved in this. As for the 11-year-old and 14-year-old, they did have a court appearance. They'll be on home detention until their next hearing in early August. And final note this evening, police say on the 11-year-old, they found about $220 in cash, a debit card, and an iPhone 3 that belonged to the victim who lives in this house, who's out of town. We're live on Miami Beach tonight. Rosh Lowe.
A warrant issued for an Arizona woman who left her infant locked inside her minivan. Good Samaritans took action, breaking into the vehicle and freeing that child. As Rosalind Anderson reports, authorities say their actions prevented a tragedy.
And there was no one around. The baby was screaming. And luckily, a citizen that was parking next to that vehicle found the baby because she heard the baby crying.
JPD Corporal Lafayette Martin was off duty Saturday when he saw a crowd around a black Chevrolet minivan in the Walmart parking lot. One man was trying to break the window with a hammer. Another man and the officer broke the rear window and got the infant out of the hot car. Martin credits an unknown woman beside the Chevy for taking action to save the 6-month-old boy.
She heard the baby crying when she stepped out of her vehicle, and she looked down. She could see him there crying and screaming. There was no one there, no parents, anybody. The baby was just there by himself screaming. And at that time, I think the temperature was like 96 degrees.
Monday, Clinton Police Chief Ford Heyman issued a warrant for child neglect for 32-year-old Sharika Green of Sierra Vista, Arizona.
Based on the conflicting stories, we believe that there is a small measure of neglect here, and therefore we believe that the criminal statute of child neglect is applicable in this case.
When I got the baby from the lady that was assisting me, the mother actually came out. She was screaming, saying, "I was only going to be in there for a minute. Oh, my God."
The baby was checked out at Blair E. Batson and returned to the parents. Green faces misdemeanor child neglect charge.